squared away. So where were we? Have we finished all of your stuff, or do you have a this week coming up here?
I still have some on the week.
Okay, all right.
We're talking about the varsity baseball at Carlsbad.
Yeah.
And the tournament through Saturday. That the first game's at 9 a.m. versus Lovington.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday the 11th, girls JV golf at Hobbs, 10 a.m. JVA softball tournament at Hobbs. That's, I think, Friday and Saturday. Tennis at Carlsbad. Cavern City Duels, 8 a.m. through Saturday. Varsity softball at the Las Cruces tournament. Send-off.
Okay.
And varsity track at Rocket Coyote Invite at Roswell, 3 p.m. And Saturday the 12th, all the tournaments will conclude. And Saturday the 12th is the Las Cruces High CDE Invitational for the FFA.
Okay.
And good luck to our FFA people, and good luck to our boys going to Highland. Maybe we can get the upset. I'll be listening. And I'll be listening to the baseball.
Yeah, we're going to try to cover it all. There's something else, and Joby was telling me about this. During the state basketball tournament, the NMAA likes to invite cheerleader squads from around the state to cheer during halftimes of the state tournament basketball games at the pit. And I know our cheerleading squad will be cheering during one of the games at the pit this week. So I need to, and Joby knows because his daughter's on the cheerleading squad. But yeah. I'll see if I can reach out and get the official what game they'll be cheering at, and that'll be kind of cool for that, because there's always big crowds, and you're in the pit.
Yes.
Probably one of the nicest basketball facilities. You notice I didn't say the nicest basketball facility. I said one of the nicest basketball facilities in the state of New Mexico. So one of the nicest.
Uh-huh.
Not the nicest, but because we have a pretty nice facility.
Yes, we do.
So what did you, let's see. So you didn't get to go to the game. You just got to listen to it.
I got to listen to it.
Any surprises coming out of the brackets because you read through all the brackets and the teams that advanced and that didn't. Between the boys and the girls, I was telling you, I counted 3 10-7 upsets.
Yeah, one of them involved Carlsbad.
That's right. They were a 10 pulling off an upset. And then I counted, was it 2 or 3 11-6 upsets in the first round. I think there were 3 of those. There weren't any 1-16 upsets or 2-15 upsets, and there weren't any 4-5 upsets. 4 or 5, which would have been a 5-12, 4-13. All of those, all the 1s advanced, all the 2s advanced, all the 3s advanced, all the 4s advanced, and all the 5s advanced, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So you had one 9/8 upset in all the different classes in boys and girls, and then you had the 3 upsets of the 10-7s in the different classes. So in let's see, in the 5A boys, that's where one of the 9-8 upsets were.
Okay.
The 1-9A upset. Sandia, the 9 upset Santa Fe, the 8. And then you had Carlsbad, the 10.
Yes.
Upset number 7, Rio Rancho.
That's right.
So if you count a lower seed beating a higher seed as an upset, there were 2 of those in 5A. So Las Cruces plays the 9, and Volcano Vista plays the 10. Otherwise, it's 4-5 and 3-6, which is what you would anticipate with the higher seeds. In the 4A, or in the Class A, let's see, 1, 2, 3. You had the 11 over the 6. Reserve beat Fort Sumner House, as I think you mentioned.
Because Fort Sumner House is one of ours, and one of ours.
In the 2A, let's see, the 7-1, the 2-1, the 3-1, the 6-1, the 4-1, the 5-1, the 8-1, and the 1-1. So there was no upset in 2A. In 3A, you had an 11 over a 6. Santa Fe Indian beat Raton. Otherwise, the higher seed, or the lower seed, won all the games. No, the higher seed.
Yeah.
Higher seed won on the game. And then in 4A, you had the 11 over the 6. Del Norte beat Silver. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all those won. Okay, on the girls' side, in the A, I don't think there were any upsets there, right?
I don't think so.
Yep, the higher seeds won there. 2A, you had a 10 beat a 7. Mesa Vista beat Santa Rosa. Otherwise, the higher seeds won in all those games. In 3A, you had a 10 over 7.
Yeah. Dexter. Yeah.
Hatch Valley beat Dexter 40-23.
Yep.
That wasn't even close.
Nope.
What happened there?
I don't know.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you have a bad game.
Sometimes you have a bad game. That's exactly
Sometimes
right.
the basket has a lid on it.
For you, not for them.
Yeah.
They scored 40. And you play on each side, so unless there's somebody out there, with a little crank on the back side of the basket, raising it on one end and lowering it on the other, and then at halftime they sneak out. It's kind of like the presidential seal. When the president comes out to speak, you ever notice that?
Yeah.
All the other speakers, there's no logo, emblem on the podium, and then all of a sudden the president speaks, and there's the presidential seal. Where did it come from? Who put the presidential seal out there? When did that happen? Whoa.
It's sandwiches.
Oh, sandwiches today. No wonder it's so heavy. And so it's kind of like that, with the basket. So at halftime, somebody sneaks out and they do one crank up and they one crank down. And then Isn't that how that works? Let's see, 4A. So we didn't see any upsets in 4A, did we?
No, not on the girls' side.
I'm on the girls' side. That's right. So Goddard got beat. That would have been an upset if they would have won, but they got beat by Moriarty, 78-50. Poor Galletti. We hired Galletti to go do those games, and Goddard lost both of them. Darn it. And then on the 5A, did we have any upsets here? I don't think so. So the 5A girls, again, if you consider a lower seed beating a higher seed an upset, there weren't any upsets in 5A girls. So you got Carlsbad and Hobbs again.
Yeah.
That's going to be on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock at Hobbs at the Tasker Arena. And they've already met several times this year. Hobbs and Carlsbad. They would have met in Hobbs. They would have met in Carlsbad. They would have met in the district tournament. And now they're meeting in the state tournament.
Yep. And one of them will advance, and one will go home.
Well, that's your Joe Carpenter right there.
Yep. Yeah, he used to say, "How hot your chili?"
When he was in Roswell, yeah. How hot your oil just doesn't sound right, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
We got to come up with a catchphrase for Joe, for Hobbs. How high is your eagle? I don't know. How bubbly is your crude? I don't know. We got to come up with something for Joe. Being over there in Hobbs, he's had a lot of success over there. But that'll be interesting. And these are all at the higher seed. The quarterfinals this year are all at the higher seed. So this one's in Hobbs. Have you ever been and seen a game at Tasker Arena?
I haven't, and I need to.
You got to put that on your bucket list, Barking Guy.
I do.
It's a big old barn, low ceiling, packed house, noisy. The band is right down there on the lower level of the bleachers across from the benches. Well, across from the scores table. And the benches are on the end.
Yes.
Because there's not enough room. The fans are right there up next to the court. And so it's quite an experience to go watch a game at Tasker Arena. So maybe you'll go Tuesday night. Probably not.
No, I'm going to be here. That's
right. That's right. We got softball. So no, don't go to that game. Go to the softball game.
I'm going to the softball game.
Yep.
Especially with the gas the way it is.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I came in from the south on 285. That one Brewer station is $4.19.
I have diesel. I paid $4.99 just so you can feel my pain. $4.99, barking guy. $4.99.
Well, I got gas Saturday night for $3.69. In Carlsbad.
Okay.
And Carlsbad had a $3.99 and a lot of $3.89s, but there was some $3.69, including some gas stations that I normally would go to if I'm in Carlsbad.
Right. You don't have the Gas Buddy app, do you?
I can get Gas Buddy on my laptop.
Oh, that's right. You don't have a phone. I'm sorry, barking guy. Let's see. I have Gas Buddy on my phone.
Okay.
So let's just see what Gas Buddy is showing. Something went wrong. Please try again. Yeah, I'll tell you went wrong. All right. While that thing is sitting there figuring out its mess, we do have our box from Kith and Kin. And this thing is a heavy box. Normally, when I get a box like this, it has pastries in it.
Yes.
But I can smell right now that these are not necessarily pastries. Can you smell the goodness in here?
Yes.
All right. Hey, look at this. We have 4 sandwiches already cut in half. And there's not any legend written on here. But I can tell you right now, that's turkey.
Okay.
Right there. I'm going to hold that up for the camera. That's ham. That's ham. And that is delicious cheese. I bet that's another turkey on the on like the ciabatta bread.
Yeah.
And then that's on their regular bread there. Let me hold it up to the can. Matter of fact, let me take a picture and I'll post it up online while the Gas Buddy app's still spinning the circle. So we'll take a picture of these sandwiches here. Don't they smell delicious?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Kith and Kin, our foodie sponsor for Monday.
And they brought the coffee. We've got the coffee back there. So you and I are both going to be very, very satisfied here in just a little bit.
Yes.
When we dig into the box. Let me see. So how I have to do this, barking guy, is I go there. KK Sandwich. What is today's date? 03
07.
07-2022. Done. Save. Now it's uploading. And then when we get to the break, I'll download it here and I'll put it on the screen. So it's been uploaded to the server. Here's my nasal assistance. Okay, what do we need to do? Do we need to do the weather break?
Yes, we do.
We need to do the weather break. We'll be right back in just a moment here on Good Morning Artesia.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look nice today. We'll be in the low 50s for the afternoon high with plenty of sunshine. Clear for the overnight hours, and cold will be dropping into the upper 20s. And then another nice day on Tuesday, sunny, and we'll hit the mid 50s. We'll start warming up a little bit on Wednesday and Thursday. We're back in the mid and upper 60s with plenty of sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Okay, Barking Guy, I think I did a couple clicks here. Let me do that, and let me click that. Let me click that. And now the folks at home can see what you and I are getting ready to dig into, and that's our box of delicious sandwiches from Kith and Kin.
Yep.
What do you think about that? Just looking at the picture, does one of those jump out as I'm having that sandwich today? Yes.
Yep, pretty much so.
Yeah. So you've got your eye on which half or couple of sandwiches, half sandwiches you want to try to dig into. I might try to take that one right there, half of that one, and do that. Unless you have a preference there, so we'll do that. All right, those look good, and we'll have to get some of the coffee and all that. All right, have we covered everything in your report, Barking Guy?
Well, we sure have, but we haven't. Sunday the 13th.
Yes.
Daylight saving time begins. Spring forward. Change out your smoke detector batteries.
And your CO2 detector batteries.
That's right.
If you have those in the house too, great advice.
Great advice. And coming up, we have the Artesia Bulldog baseball tournament next week, and the Lady Dog softball tournament next week.
You're right. That's next week. Oh my gosh.
Yep. And that's the last week before spring break. And the band Disney trip, I think they're leaving on Sunday the 20th. Send off.
You'll need to find out when that one
Yeah,
is.
we're going to need to find out what that one is. I'm going to need to find out when they're going. At 3 p.m., verify that that's Tuesday.
Mhm.
Need to do that. I need the send-off for the girls to Las Cruces for softball.
I need the bracket for Las Cruces, so I've requested that. So hopefully we'll get that this morning, and then I can update all of our stuff here. In the Artesia baseball tournament,
Yes.
Carlsbad,
Mm-hmm.
Berlin,
Mm-hmm.
Goddard,
Mm-hmm.
Clovis,
Mhm.
Santa Teresa, Moriarty, and Los Alamos. So those are the teams that are in the tournament, in the Artesia baseball tournament this year. So that's a pretty good group of teams.
Yes, it is.
In the softball tournament, which is that same weekend,
Yeah.
Los Lunas,
Mm-hmm.
Dexter,
Mm-hmm.
Goddard, Silver City,
Mm-hmm.
Robertson,
Mm-hmm.
Cobrae,
Mhm.
and Roswell High.
Yep.
So pretty good group of softball teams.
Yep.
Will be here. Everybody will play in the softball. Everybody plays on Friday,
Yep.
and then on Saturday they play double headers basically. So the people that lose on Friday go over and play on the JV field,
Yep.
and the teams that win play on the varsity field Saturday morning. And then the JV field will see the 7th place game and the 3rd place game will be over on the JV field. And then on the varsity field in the second afternoon of games will be the consolation championship and the championship.
Yep.
And I've got to figure out if we're going to do all the games from the softball tournament, how do I do the games from the JV field, because there's no elevated bleachers or press box over there.
Yep.
So I have a plan. I just don't know if it'll work. But I have a plan. I have an idea.
Yeah.
I have an idea that's a part of a plan that could be a plan if my idea turns into a full part of a plan. So I'm trying to sound like Chris Pratt there.
Sounds like Utopia Limited.
Oh, really? What's that?
It's a Gilbert and Sullivan opera.
Oh, okay. And they talk about a plan that they talk about an idea that becomes a plan?
They do.
Wow.
That's in the second act.
Uh-huh.
It's there are the two wise men and the public exploder are plotting against the king.
Oh, That's never good.
And it doesn't. The plan fails because the king is victorious.
So, not a good ending.
Not a good ending for them. It's a good ending for the king. It's a good ending for the country.
Okay. So in this case, it was not a good idea to overthrow the king.
It was not a good idea.
Okay. Well, I wonder if that was the inspiration for the screenwriters of Guardians of the Galaxy. If that exchange was an inspiration for the eventual script in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
I don't know.
Yeah, be interesting to see, because you wonder where these writers get their inspiration.
But I do know that the ideas in Utopia Limited became The King and I.
Okay. Which was another Rodgers and Hammerstein musical.
That was Roberts and Hammerstein. Utopia Limited was Gilbert and Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the lesser-known ones.
So the kingdom for Gilbert and Sullivan was where?
It's called Utopia, but actually it probably was modeled on Hawaii.
Whereas the King and I
Was in Siam or Thailand. I think it's
Burma or Thailand nowadays.
Yeah.
To Southeast Asia. So
Yeah.
So it wasn't a complete and total ripoff of the Gilbert and Sullivan, but it was kind of close.
It was close.
I wonder if they sued each other.
No, because by the time Rodgers and Hammerstein did The King and I, both Gilbert and Sullivan were deceased.
Mm-hmm. Well,
They
that doesn't
passed on.
stop estates from suing sometimes. But it's
Yeah.
interesting. Interesting. I was watching a clip on the YouTubes, and Seth MacFarlane is the creator and behind Family Guy. And they poke fun at all kinds of things. And apparently, and sometimes they get sued. Most of the time they don't. But apparently, they poked fun at Carol Burnett in a way that she found offense and sued. So it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes they do.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they push it a little too far for some people's liking on shows like that. But you wonder where the inspiration for these come from. From what culture, from what art, what theater would have inspired some of these people that write some of these things.
Yeah. Well, they see something and they take it a step further, and that's where ideas came from.
You know, Irving Berlin wrote the song White Christmas,
Yes.
and it became a huge favorite, especially World War II. And it was in a movie called Holiday Inn.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going out there and you're scratching your head, but Gene, there was a movie, White Christmas. Yes. Written after it became such a huge hit from the movie Holiday Inn.
Yep.
So they then took the song and made a whole movie out of it. But it wasn't, the movie White Christmas wasn't where the song White Christmas debuted. It debuted in the movie Holiday Inn.
Yep.
Became a huge hit in World War II. So,
Yep. It did.
yeah, you wonder about some of those things. What is popular? All right, so what else is going on, Barking Guy? Anything else we need to...
We got it all in.
We got it all in? Okay.
So especially this week, we got tournaments, basketball, baseball, softball. Go Dogs! Arf!
Quick break. We'll be right back on the Good Morning Artesia show after this.
If you're